Just preparing for a live stream on YouTube now. Okay, that's gone live on YouTube. That should be okay. It's okay. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Sergeant Meng waiting in the waiting room. I'll let you in, Meng. I'll let you in, mate. It's cold out there. We don't want you stood out there in the freezing cold.
He's in already.
He wasn't. He was out there. I saw him looking through the keyhole.
I got you.
I saw him. He was looking through the letterbox. Good evening, Meng. Can you hear me?
I can. I was for some weird reason I clicked on the link from yesterday. So I was sitting there like wondering why it didn't start yet.
Yeah, there was a bit of confusion with the links. We had to change it today because after Saturday's event, the link for Sunday changed. I think it's an auto change in the back office. I don't know, but as long as we're here tonight, that's all that matters. We're all good to go. Okay. Okay, we've got 19 participants. We're at 2 minutes past. I'll just give it 1 more minute, guys, and then we'll start this evening's session. What I would like to start with, though, let me just get rid of that and let me see if I can spotlight. Okay, guys, what I would like to start with this evening is a couple of problems that I've seen over in Telegram that members seem to be having quite a lot of problems with the logging in. Okay, now there's a lot of misconception about what's going on, and this seems to have arisen since the latest upgrade. Okay, there's 2 problems. One of them, most of you will know what I'm talking about. It's about the password problem. And I've seen many posts saying, I know my password and it just won't let me in. It's locking me out because I've tried 3 or 4 times and now I've got to wait for 24 hours. Well, we've got a fix, guys. We've found out what the problem is. And we will be speaking with the tech support team. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys my back office, if that's all right. Sergeant Deborah, are you okay if I just continue and get these problems out the way, let these lucky members get a solution to these problems?
Yes, you may go ahead.
Okay, we might as well start as we mean to go on, okay? Yeah, we've got plenty of people in here, so okay, guys, right, I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, so you members that have had problems with logging in, and you know your password, you know your password, but it won't allow you in. It's so frustrating. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to show you what we found today. Now, I don't need to share my sound, so just bear with me while I have a play with this technology. I want to click on that one, and that one. Okay, can you see my hyper community page? Right, okay, guys. Now, what I'm going to show you here, I'm going to go back a page because this is jumping the gun a little bit. Okay, so you're at this page at Daoversal and you can't get logged in because it keeps telling you your password is wrong. Okay, and I've seen many members so frustrated. It's you know your password, you know your password, but it's locking you out for 24 hours. Right, guys, this happened to Private Buddykins today, and we sat down and we fathomed out how to resolve this problem. Okay, so if you come across this problem, this is what you need to do. And this is specifically for the Hyperverse created Daoversal accounts. Okay, now you would normally use the one-click login for this, and this is what you need to do. If it's saying your password is wrong, you need to click on the one-click login at the bottom there. You'll be presented with the Hyper Community website page like this. Okay, now this is where you would try and log in and it would say your password is wrong. Okay, now this is the bit that you need to take note of. Okay, because listen carefully, because you know your password, keep it, don't change it. But this is what you need to do. Okay, you click on forgotten your password, which will take you to this page here. Okay, now this is where people have been going wrong and getting really confused because they've been putting their email address in to send the code to their email address. You don't. You put your Hyperverse username in, the username that you would normally use for your Daoversal account. So you type in your username there and click on next, and the system knows the email address that it sent that code to. Okay, once it's found that code, it will send it to your email address. Let me just bring up my document so that I get that right. Okay, so you go through the process of forgotten password. At this point, you'll be asked for username or email, and you only input your username into here. Okay, so that's clearly not my username, but that's what you would put in there. Your username, the one that you usually use. Okay, then you click on next. I'm not going to do this because obviously I don't want to mess up my account. At that point, you go back to the registered email address and you pick up the code. Is it six-figure code? Yep, the six-figure code. You come back to this website and you put that six-figure code in and you click next, and it will ask you to change your password. You don't need to choose a new password. You simply go in and put your original password in and click OK. At that point, it will take you back to the normal login account, web page. At that point, you put your username in and your password in, and you click next. Don't use the one-click login at the bottom, just use that. Username in there, password in there, click confirm, and then you will be presented with the authorize page. As soon as you authorize it, it will take you to Daoversal and it will log you in automatically, and voila, you're in. Okay, so that is the way you get round that problem where everybody was getting locked out their own account. And because you wasn't following that username, everybody was putting their email in and asking it to send to, it wasn't recognizing it. It wanted your username. Okay, so let me stop sharing this. I just wanted to share that with all you members. And I've seen so many members up in arms about it, screaming, I know my password. And I understand how frustrating that is. Okay, another issue that's cropped up since the update, and I might as well show you this while we're doing shared screens. So just bear with. Okay, Sarah, can you see my assets page? My rewards page, yeah? Okay, guys, since the last update, many members have been complaining because they're not receiving their DP to charge their TFA packs. Again, I've noticed this, and what's happening, after people are collecting, that button there's normally green, and every day you can click on collect now, and normally what happens, you get a pop-up box saying that you can charge your TFA. Something's happened that doesn't happen anymore. Okay, now there's an easy way around this. You just simply have to do it manually. So from that, after you've collected your daily rewards, you click on TFA up there, and you scroll down to the TFA package that you've purchased, with most cases is a pack A, and you click on charge. That opens up that page and you charge now, because here will show you your DP rewards. Okay, so for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason the pop-up box isn't working anymore. I think they've maybe taken that feature off, I don't know, but you literally have to go through it manually. Click on TFA, go to the bottom and click charge, and then you charge your pack from that screen there. Okay guys, so hopefully that's helped you through that issue as well. Okay, I don't like to see frustrated members, and the amount of times I have to, you know, rewrite this post over and over again. Hopefully that's resolved a lot of problems. And please do help other people. If you see other members having the same problem, just share the post. I have put it in the groups. I have shared it around the group. So just pass that information on. Okay. Right, guys. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through the TFA standard. Let me get the right screen. The TFA standard presentation. So let me just check with my co-host Sarah. Yeah, right. Okay. So the TFA's the targeted financial assistance presentation. This is the recovery process that Daoversal has offered all members to recover their pending rewards from Hyperverse or Hypernation. Okay, so we'll go through the basics of this to make sure that new members or members that haven't quite got exactly how it works, so that we're here to help you through this process. We all have a varying amount of pending rewards. What I'll say before we go on, those members with less than 5,000 to purchase Pack A, Daoversal are working hard to come up with a solution for that. Okay, they're looking for smaller packs, maybe around the 1,000 and the 500 mark. Now, we have been in talks with Jonah, the CEO, and he is working on that for us. So don't fear, you're not going to be left behind. Okay, so what have we got in the TFA program? For a start, it's accessible to all users in Daoversal. Now, I've had members saying, do I have to be a member of Daoversal in order to get my recovery? Yes, you do. Okay. But at this point, I will say you do not have to put any fresh funds onto this platform in order to use this recovery process. Okay. Daoversal have been very good in helping us through in the recovery of our pending rewards. Okay. Now, there's two types of TFA. There's TFA Standard and TFA Plus. The TFA Plus was accessible to registrants of Satoshi AI delegates only. Okay, so that gave a slightly higher rate of release, whereas the Standard, which most members will be the 0.15% release rate. I'll go through that later in the presentation. The execution timeline is no relevance really, because all I will say is the TFA has already gone live. Okay, I've explained that it is regarding the pending rewards from both platforms, Hyperverse and Hypernation, and they are transferred from Hyper Community to Daoversal for that program to go through. Okay, so whipping on, every member has to start with Pack A. Okay, now the way I present, like some of you members do know, is that I swap between the presentation and my back office. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go through what is Pack A and why would it cost me 5,000 and what is it? What is 5,000? So going back to my back office, when you've migrated your pending rewards across to Daoversal, you will find them in your Assets tab, your deposit account, and under DC. Now here you can see 4,491 because I've already purchased a Pack A. How would you do that? You would go along to your TFA tab there, and you'll be presented with Pack A, Pack B, and Pack C. Now, like I said, every member, doesn't matter whether you're leader, whether you're a passive member or a team builder, everybody has to start with Pack A. So you would subscribe to this for the value of 5,000 DC. Now, those 5,000 would be taken from your pending rewards that you've migrated over. But what would you get back in return for that 5,000? The total rewards that you would get back in there overall will be 7,500. Okay, so Daoversal are giving you 50% more than what you're actually paying with your pending. So going across to the presentation, your total rewards are multiplied by 1.5. That's what that 7,500 means there. Okay. The subscribe count is 1. What that means is that every member has the one chance to purchase Pack A. When you look at Pack B and Pack C, which are 50,000 and 500,000 of your pending rewards, members get 3 chances at Pack B and an unlimited amount of chances at Pack C. Now, clearly, that depends on how many pending rewards you've got. But we're going to focus on Pack A at this time because we all want to start that process. Okay. Rolling down, your market rewards multiplier for Pack A would be 2 times. Now, what that means is that if you've got an active downline who are purchasing land plots with their account, that would go towards a multiplier of X2 in your account, which would help to speed up your TFA program. Okay. Now, one of the Bureau members is going to go through that with you at the end of this presentation, so be prepared for that. The daily release rate of that Pack A for the TFA standard member, which is the majority of us, is 0.15%. And that equates to 7.5 DU per day. Now, those of you that know, 1 DU is pegged to 1 USDT. So it's of equal value to 1 US dollar. Okay. So notes to take note of. Each pack has a daily subscription limited on a first come first served basis. Now, this applied when it first came out, when it was first launched. I've seen nobody have any problems purchasing a Pack A now because, you know, everybody's getting on the bandwagon, so they're available okay. It is also required to commence with Pack A first, like I said, for the 5,000 of your pending rewards, and upon completing the charging process, you may then proceed to the next pack. Now, the next pack would not be Pack A because you're only allowed 1 of Pack A, so when you reach that 100% charging process, you can then choose a Pack A, a Pack B or a Pack C, okay? We'll go through that in a second. So every assistance pack provides a 1.5x return of the pack value. Don't forget, you pay 5,000 from your pending rewards, which gives you a return of 7,500. Number 2, the charging period refers to the duration during which the released amount has not reached 100% of the pack value. Now, again, guys, I'm going to go in my back office and show you exactly what the charging period is and how you can relate to this. So as you can see, this says my TFA package. So this is my Pack A that I've got active at the moment, and I'm going to click on details. And this is my charging process. Now, 5,000 DP is 100% of the charging process. Don't forget, your charging process is your pack value. It's what you paid for. It's 5,000, not the complete 7,500. So 100% of the charging process would be 5,000 DP. Okay, so that's what that bar is there. It's from 0 to 30%, that's your withdrawal rate, and that's 100% at the end of that bar. So that full bar, once that is fully green, you've reached the 100% charging rate. Okay. So going back to here, the assistance pack daily rewards, don't forget 7.5 a day, which is what you will get, plus any land tax, planet referral rewards, market rewards, and 10% of the land staking daily rewards can all go towards shortening that charging period. Now, what that means, guys, is the length doesn't reduce, it actually speeds it up. So that green marker there actually gets faster. Okay, so the more activity you do with the platform, if you choose to, you don't have to, but if you choose to, that green line fills up a lot faster. Okay, so as you can see, I've reached 21% towards my 30% withdrawal rate so far. So I can turn around and I can say, right, okay, 20% is a third of the way to my withdrawal milestone. So I'm doing okay with that account. Okay. Number 5, users are required to collect all their DU points or DP on the assets page under my rewards or on the land page and charge the assistance pack within 24 hours after collection. Otherwise, you may lose those points needed to charge the assistance pack. Okay, guys, I'll try and make this as easy as possible. Let's go back to my back office. What that means, guys, go to your assets and your rewards, your daily rewards, okay? Everybody can do this. Click on collect now. That will be green. What's that? Oh, somebody's waiting to come in the waiting room. The collect now button will be green if you've got any rewards waiting. So you collect those, okay? Then you go to your TFA folder. You've got 120 hours after, you've got 120 hours before you have to collect. Okay. Now, we recommend doing this on a daily basis, mainly due to any maintenance or unscheduled outages. Now, like you guys know, sometimes Daoversal will schedule an outage, and then we have problems afterwards where we can't get logged in for various reasons. If you guys get into the habit of doing this every day, you won't have a problem with this at all. Okay, so we recommend collect and charge all on the same day. Okay, so go to your assets, collect your rewards, go to your TFA tab there, scroll down and charge your pack. If you don't charge your pack straight away after you're collecting, you've got 24 hours to do it. Otherwise, you'll end up with 0 DP in here again. Okay, so you've got to go through that collection and charging process again. So I don't know anybody that would collect but not charge straight away. So make sure you do both, guys. Okay, we don't want anybody losing any of their pending rewards. Okay, that was number 5. Number 6, users can withdraw funds once the assistance pack reaches 30% of the pack value. Okay, for example, pack A at 5,000, so you can withdraw at 1,500. So what that means is 30% of 5,000 is actually 1,500. Now, rather than doing all the sums, they've set it really easy for us. Just click on details and they've put a red marker there. That's the 30% that is the milestone that we need to reach with that green bar there before we can start to withdraw our pending rewards. Okay. So going back to the chart here. So your pack A subscription costs 5,000. So you start with nothing. You add 5,000 for your pack A, and all the way up till the 100% pack value of 5,000, you get a daily release rate, a standard release rate of 7.5 daily. So that's the equivalent of $7.50 per day. And that goes into your charging, towards charging that pack up. Okay. Once it's reached 100% from 5,000 to your fully released rate of 7,500, that daily release rate goes up to a whopping 30 DU a day. okay, which is 0.6% release rate. So if you guys work this out, 30 daily, that would be equivalent to 210 DU a week, which is juicy, guys. Okay, so once we get to that 100% charging rate, that milestone, every member will be getting that 210 DU once they hit that milestone. Okay, so a quick disclaimer is the above is an illustrative representation of TFA standard. The underlying principles apply equally to TFA plus, differing only by the release rate during the charging period. So this is this period here. Okay, so don't forget TFA standard is 0.15%. Now, as you guys know, the Bureau of Forefront are lucky enough to, on occasion, give away TFA plus as prizes, as prize draws. Now, you can quite clearly see what benefits that holds, because a TFA plus down here indicates that your daily release rate would go from 7.5 a day up to 10 a day. Okay, so you can clearly see, if you think about this, what that means is that rather than it being 7.5 a day until this hits that marker there, you'd be getting 10 a day. Okay, sorry, that would be up until the 100%. So you'd be getting a standard 10 a day with the TFA plus and not 7.5. Okay, so we do recommend trying to win one of those TFA pluses. Okay, they are worth having. Okay, just going over this again. So from 0%, what's this, release rate? Yeah, your release rate is 7.5 daily. Okay, your 30%, which is 1,500, is the milestone that you get to, which starts your withdrawals. So what we're looking at here is your charging period and your daily rewards pack value to work out what your withdrawal would be. Okay, so we've gone through that. 7.5 daily is the amount that you would get as standard for that period of time. But how much would you get to be able to withdraw once you reach that 30%? Well, this is how they work that out, guys. Your withdrawal amount is your charge amount multiplied by 0.15%. So at that 30% milestone, you would have 1,500. You would multiply that by 0.15%, which would give you 2.25 in that withdrawal pot, let's say. But don't forget, it would be adding 7.5 every day. So that daily would go up every day. So as you can see from that calculation there, day 2 would be slightly more, because on a standard, you'd be adding that 7.5 to that calculation, which takes that withdrawal amount up 1 cent every day. Now, don't forget, guys, this is a passive account. This isn't taking into consideration any of your stone plot rewards, any of your downline rewards if you decide to build a team as well. So this is a passive account, and you can still see that it's increasing after that 30% milestone. Okay, so okay, guys, so what happens once you've reached the 100% milestone, and that's your charging period over? What happens when you reach 5,000? Well, like I said before, guys, the release rate goes to a whopping 0.6%. And this is how that's calculated. Your daily rewards would be your pack value, which is 5,000, multiplied by 0.6%, which would give you 30 DU every day. Now, don't forget, you would be able to withdraw that as well. So 30 a day over the spell of a week or two could significantly add up. Okay, so when the charged amount is at 100%, the daily release rate becomes 0.6%. Okay, now this one doesn't increase like this one does on day 1 and day 2. This one, once you've reached that 100% milestone, remains at 30 DU every day right up until they've paid you back 7,500. Okay. Now, me and Sarah worked this out. On average, you're looking about 6 months on a passive account. Okay. So that's quite a substantial length of time where you would be getting 30 DU every day. Now, don't forget, guys, this is not adding fresh funds to the platform. And we've had plenty of conversations with the CEO, Jonah, of Daoversal, and he said that fresh funds are not necessary, but they do offer these opportunities where you can speed this up. But you can quite clearly see here, guys, that once people reach that 100% charge value, this is wonderful. It's giving those pending rewards back that we've been sitting on for nearly a year. Okay. So that brings us to the end of the TFA program presentation. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is just going to go through the very basics of what land plot purchases we can go through. And then I'm going to pass you on to one of our other Bureau members that will explain a little bit more about how their bronze awards and iron rewards have speeded up their TFA program. Okay. So if you guys want to become a little bit more active and say, okay, then passive looks good, and I'm pleased that we've got this solution in order to get our pending rewards back, but let's speed this up. Let's get things really rolling. I want to work on this. I want a daily reward for a start, but this will also speed up our TFA program. What we can look at is, well, what does Daoversal offer us other than the TFA program? Now, a quick disclaimer here, I'm not going to read through it all, guys, but you know the score. We don't offer financial advice in any way, shape or form. Everything that you see in our presentations is for educational purposes only. We're showing you what Daoversal has on offer, and it's for every member to take their own due diligence and work with anybody they feel fit to discuss and, you know, guide them along the way to see if that's what they really want. Okay. So welcome to Daoversal. I'm going to go through straight to the plots. I'll look at this actually. 2 coins that are involved for the basic knowledge. This is a basic knowledge of Daoversal. There's 2 coins involved. There's one called the DU and one called the RC. Now the DU is a stable coin, as you can see on the left here. It's pegged to the USDT on a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, that means that 1 DU is the same equivalent value to $1 tether. Okay, it's a reliable digital asset and it's used for trading, remittances and store of value. Okay, so DU is what we get in return for, say, stone plot purchases. Okay, staking. Resource coin, that's the RC coin, that's the other coin that you'll see further in this presentation. Again, is pegged to the DU. So you can see if that's pegged to the DU and the DU is pegged to the USDT, it's got of equal value, the equivalent of $1 tether. Okay. The future development is for resource marketplace and game space, and it also hosts more benefits for holders of resource coins in the future. Okay, so as we build up resource coins in the future, there will be more benefits for us holders. Okay, so here's an introduction to the planets. I'm not going to go through planet sales because there's no offers on at the moment. I'm going to go straight to land purchases. Okay, because these are the sort of things that members can take advantage of right now if they wanted to. So Daoversal, they've looked at every opportunity, not just the people that have got plenty of money on offer. Okay, so what are they offering the average man on the street? Okay, we can start with as little as $10 tether. Okay, and we can start by staking that 10 USDT on a stone land. Now, for those that don't know, let me just show you back office because they may not know how to deposit USDT because we don't have USDT in our deposit area. But that's all done for us as if by magic, guys, because what you're looking at doing is depositing DU. So when you go to your assets page, if you wanted to deposit US dollar tether into your Daoversal account, just go to assets, your deposit account, and click on deposit for your DU wallet. Okay. And that will meet you with this screen. Okay, that's not working for some reason. I didn't know that. Token name, you can't select a token on the deposit account. We have found a glitch in the matrix. There we go, it's popped up now. There you go. Right, so you'd be depositing USDT. And what happens, you can deposit USDT on 3 different networks. So you've got to be wary, which network are you depositing from? Is it a TRC20, a BEP20, or an ERC20 network? You've got to choose the right one, otherwise you may lose your deposit funding. Okay, so choose the right network, because as you can see down here, the wallet address does change when you change network. Okay, so when you deposit your funding, which would be in USDT, so say for instance BEP20, you could do that from MetaMask. So if you was depositing 100 USDT, you would choose BEP20. You would put that address there into your MetaMask and you would send it over there. You would send it as USDT, because what it would do is, by magic, it would put it into your DU wallet address as DU tokens. You won't see USDT in here because it does that automatically for you. Okay. So going back to here, so there we go, guys. So if you wanted to just stake $10 on a stone plot, it gives you that opportunity. Okay. So you can earn land staking daily rewards. You can earn generative rewards. Okay, that's from your downline if you've got a downline. You stone land, you get indefinite rewards in the DU coin. Okay, so don't forget you've got DU and you've got RC. You've got 2 different types. So your indefinite daily rewards from your stone land would be given in the DU coin. Okay. Your bronze land and your iron land would be given in RC tokens. Now, as you can see, you've got varying rates of amounts that you can stake. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to stake 150 and you wanted a 3x return on that. You would probably think about putting that on a bronze land plot, because 150 falls between that minimum and maximum amount of DU. You would deposit that, you would stake that with DU, and you would get a 3x return on that, and you would receive RC tokens in return. So let's give you an example. If you put 150 stake on that one, you would get 3x, so that would be 450 RC tokens as a reward over time. Okay, so you may be thinking, well, why would I want RC if I've put DU in? Well, even that's a simple process, guys, because let me show you how you would do that. Because you go into my rewards, your rewards account, and down here you would have, I've got 5 RC tokens in there. And you say, well, I want DU tokens because you can't withdraw RC tokens. You can only transfer them. Okay. Well, this is what you would do. You would transfer them. Okay. You would send them. In fact, I'll show you on this. If you click all, you can transfer them into your exchange account. You click confirm. And what this is doing, it's giving you the ability to swap those RC tokens into DU tokens. Then you would go into your exchange at the top there, and it'll give you your balance there. And you can just type in, what is it, 2422. in there, and you can swap them into your DU tokens. Okay, there's a small gas fee there that obviously helps support the platform. Click confirm, put in your transaction code, click OK, and the swap has been successful. So that swapped your RC tokens into DU tokens. Now, where do you find them? Because they won't be in your exchange anymore. You'll have to go into your assets and your exchange account. Because don't forget, they're still in the exchange. They're not in your rewards account. So what you need to do then is find them in there. There's your DU. And you just literally transfer them back to your rewards account. So click all, click confirm, and then go to your assets and your rewards account, and they will be added to your other total of your DU. Okay, so what in effect, what you've done there, you've swapped your RC tokens into DU, and should you have enough, you could then withdraw them to it's a TRC network, so I use OKX or your other TRC20 network wallet address. Okay, so going back to the game plan, don't forget that Bronzeland and Ironland and above all pay out in the RC token, and they give you a 3x reward. So we do have a chart here that I'll go through in a second. Every member has the opportunity to host at least one plot of every type of land. So everybody's entitled to own one stone, one bronze, one iron, one industrial, and one electric, because they're the ones that are available at the moment. There are no restrictions on that. Anybody, doesn't matter of your rank, anybody can own at least one of those. Okay. As you can see here, your fixed rate, which is what I've just spoken about, your fixed daily rate on a stone land is 0.6% of your staked amount. So what does that mean? A stone land plot, the maximum anybody can stake on that plot is 100 DU. So the equivalent of $100, okay? So your fixed daily rate of 0.6% would be 100 DU multiplied by 0.6%, which would give you the equivalent of 60 cents a day, or 0.6 DU per day, okay? And that's indefinite. That's every day, day after day after day, unless you unstake. Now, what does that mean? Let's go back to my back office, because I don't want people to make the mistake and lose out. I'll show you guys what that means. So let's find a Stone Age planet. There's a Stone Age planet, look. I've got 100 DU on that planet there. So that tells you I'm on period 96. So for 96 days, I've been receiving the equivalent of 60 cents a day on that plot. Okay. Now, if I was to unstake that, what that means is I would lose that plot. I wouldn't receive any more daily rewards from that. But not only that, but the owner of K&S Oasis, which happens to be Buddykins, she would also lose the ability to get somebody else to stake on that as well, okay, on her planet, because that's her planet, okay? So rather than having 1,000 plots to be able to stake on, that would reduce it to 999 for her. Okay, so both members lose out, because if I unstake from that, I don't get the opportunity to stake on a different Stone Age planet. Not at this stage of the game anyway, okay? So please be careful. I know members that have unstaked by accident, not realised the implications. Okay, looking at the bronze land, iron, industrial and electric, don't forget these offer an X3 on your staking amount. So if, say, for instance, you put 300 DU on bronze, 3x would be 900 returns. So how do you get that then? That's not a fixed daily release rate. That's a unique release rate. So this is how they've worked this out. So your staking period in days. So from day one, which is 24 hours after you put your staking rate on. So day one of release would be 1.5% of the staking amount you put on. So say, for instance, you put 300 on, it would be 300 multiplied by 1.5%. I think it works out about 4.5 or something like 7.5, something like that. Okay, so that's from day 1 to day 10. On day 11 to day 30, so that's every day from day 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up to 30, you'll get a daily release rate of 1.2%. Okay, so it's slightly less. Okay. Day 31 to day 60, you get a daily release rate of 0.8%. And then from day 61 onwards, that daily release rate goes down to 0.4%. Now, don't forget, guys, back in Hyperverse and Hypernation, 0.4% wasn't too bad, considering over there we was only getting 0.6, 0.7. So if you look at these daily release rates, these are quite favorable. Okay, so they may take you a while to get out, but they're not worse than what we was getting over there, especially in those first 2 or 3 months. Okay, so that was the campaign. The campaign is over now. So what I want to do before I pass it over to one of our bureau members, user ranks. This is about downlines and how we can rank up to enhance our daily release rate of our TFA. Everybody starts as a novice user. Okay, if I go into my back office, I can show you guys how you find out what your rank is. So when you click on invite, okay, it says here your current rank is expert. Now today I've just bought an iron plot, and this will get upgraded tomorrow because it takes 24 hours to 48 hours to register with the system. But on here, it says requirements for the next level. I have to get 2 of 1, which I've cleared, 3 of 1, which I've cleared as well. But I also have to get that Iron Age plot, which I've cleared, but it's not registered with the system yet. So tomorrow, my expert level will be upgraded to elite. Okay, so that's how you find out what your user rank is. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and at this point I'm going to pass this presentation over to, I believe it will be Coach Leon, if I can find Coach. Let me find out where Coach Leon is. There's Coach Leon. So if I make him co-host, Coach Leon should be able to unmute. Are you there, Coach?
Yeah.
You're there. Let me spotlight you then, Coach, and then you can go through the... There we go, sir.
Okay.
Over to you, Coach. Thank you very much.
No problem. Okay. So the terms of the upgrading and going from TFA in the TFA process and going towards them in terms of that, it helps the upgrade up with the TFA by adding to your RC and your generative rewards. It helps you there. When it's on the upgrades, also help increases basically your volume by allowing you to go from to get it up tap into your 2x, your multiplier. Because in terms of the multiplier factors in the TFA program, it's based on your generative reward, which is your downline, your group you have. The process of what I focus on in mentoring and teaching my groups them is that you want to make sure that you're trying to expand your group evenly, because to be effectively collecting rewards, you want to try to do that. If you're only working in one group and all your depth is in one group, that limit your rewards. You may get ranks, but you're not going to make money, and that could make you becomes this thing because you could only be motivated for so long, not being paid. And the system is set up in a way is not so much to be paid is most on your dip. You get level one, you get tier two, one and tier two. I don't have the presentation. Should have put together the presentation to go to show you the screens and so forth. But that help you to do is basically level one and level two. Able to do that, you're getting paid on the three levels. Is what determining your ranking process from export from elite to export elite to masters. Master requires you having a group, which comes to a situation now to have a group. It needs more than just you and you need your five legs to be functioning properly and active. Having five active legs, if it's not properly balanced, like I mentioned, wouldn't make you enough return. So even like from many times I post factors of my like when I collect and so forth of the returns of pending rewards of all the different activities. And when I'm showing that, my strategy basically is to shape which individuals, if I could do it, they also could do it. But my opportunity where I'm at is give me opportunities to see certain things in a different light than others. So it's just more than just the activities itself and what we're doing, but also able to coach others and mentor others using the principles of edification, using the principles of in terms of leadership mentality, which you're using education, you're using the other factors to like self-esteem and these measurements of yourself. These things now you know to say because there's two parts of it: the activities you're doing and the mindset you're using to help you maintain the activities. And we have to come to a position in a leadership sense that we remove ourselves from and look at integration. Because when you deal with more than one personalities, it could create conflict within personalities and rub each other wrong. Even though we're not perceiving certain things, but it could still rub each other wrong. So but you have to address each one of them situation. It have to be addressed because that could cause factors in terms of building a team. So we want to build a team where we're able to create and those eroded factors have to be managed. So we all have to learn those things if we want to build a team. It's just not just the factor of pushing one thing, putting in five legs and that maintaining that process. The leadership comes beyond that. And what I've noticed, a lot of situation between hyphenation and hyperverts, unfortunately, it didn't require that amount of leadership because you could have put somebody in the network. And when they do that, because the way the system was set up, you could go to different ranks and so forth without having to deal with a lot of personality in that degree. And when it comes to the some people, they just couldn't handle it. And that caused a factor in the network and so forth. So in terms of ranking up is mostly about the material part, which is dealing with the how to do things stuff, which is important because the how to do, you can't get the team moving. So we need the management part of it and we need leadership. So to get the two of them integrated together is what able to create the organization and keep Daoversal moving forward and getting to the level that we want it to go, where we all succeed and keep and maintain stability and strength. So it's both aspects of it. So the goal is basically to be profitable so you could keep your attitude right and so forth, is because you're doing the right level of building a network properly. So the strategies I'm working on teaching is basically you try to have three legs, yeah, all five of your legs to be elite. You first top five personal legs to all five of them to be elite to get the master. You get all five legs at elite, and you back those legs with elites. So you get five elite legs, like Kevin just showed you how to become elite. You have five legs crossed like that elite, and you back those by elites. And then you get the bronze planet, and then you becomes a master. That master now allows you to have profitability, because you could have five elite legs and just one big leg, and then you would make a lot of money because you're making 20% on if the person just get 110 to become an elite. And within the process, because the top of the leg, you're only making about what, like $4? $4 a day added to your program, so it's not going to be profitable. So they could make you frustrated because you're doing a lot of work, but you're not being rewarded for it. But that's how the Daoversal system is built, because the Daoversal goal is more individual. Their concept is having 1% of 100 people than having 100 people doing one thing, 100% of one person effort. Because we got 100 individual in the network, is more profitable for Daoversal than just having one person doing 100 of the load. A lot of us say, okay, I got money, I could do 100 of the work. I don't need nobody to back me up. But that's not Daoversal goal. Their goal is to have more people on the platform doing what they need to do. And that's what Daoversal success coming from. Our success is reward. We are here doing what we're doing because we want to be rewarded for our efforts. But the Daoversal rewards come when more people come on the platform. So there's a little conflict of interest, but we understand that we got to work to make it work for us also. So we both win, if that makes sense. And that's what I could share with you from this point of the presentation. Maybe Main could do some others that you could do if you have the presentation of backup. Back to you, Kevin.
Yeah, that's fine, Leon. Thank you for that. I'm trying to add them on Spotlight, but if they've got the cameras off, I can't add them. So,
Okay.
Oh, Meng has. Okay. There, we've got Meng. Hi, Meng.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me?
Sir. Oh, good, sir. Can you add anything to what Leon's put there to help members with moving forward?
Yeah. So one thing is, how I got to 100% charged so quickly. I get a lot of questions. I've been getting a lot of DMs from quite a lot of people in the community asking, how did I get there so quickly? And, let's be honest, it takes a team, and it takes a lot of nurturing the team. You have to be able to educate your team on how, on the value of buying bronze land or higher. If you don't do those steps, you're not going to get anywhere, and you'll just remain as a passive member. And but if that's what you want to do, that's still completely fine. But for the members that want to fast step, and get their charging of their TFA to that 30% or that 100%, whatever goal you want, it does require that you have to build a team. And presenting the buying of bronze land or higher, there's quite a lot of strategies that are out there from that other members are presenting. But for me personally, it's I've been promoting bronze land because it's really my go-to planet that suits the needs of many people. And what I mean by that is it's a minimum of just 101 DU, and that can help you within the first 60 days. Kind of like what you were showing. We get within that first 60 days, you get a lot more. Your percentage on your daily rewards is significantly higher, and you can pair that up with buying a stone planet at 100 DU versus a bronze planet at 101 DU, and within that first 60 days, if you do it right, you'll get 80% of that money back to you, where you can you'll be actively adding on to that bronze land, so that way you can, by the time you get to that 60 days to 70 days, you can take that additional RC, swap it out, add that money back into the stone land, and then start building that stone land, so that way you can have two different incomes running at once. So all in all, it really takes changing your mind, your mindset. You have to move away from being a victim of hyper. This isn't Hypernation, this isn't Hyperverse, this is Daoversal. And then understanding what Daoversal has to offer.
Meng, can I ask you to describe the new rule that's been announced recently about the bronze iron plots? Can you remember the new rule that we just got a message from?
Yeah. So
because
we all
what I want members to understand is, we want to build up the foundations of where we're starting. You know, even though we've got these big opportunities with electric and industrial and whatever, we want to build on that. We don't want to just jump up at the top. We want to step up carefully. And this is what I've seen with this new rule. So if you can explain that to the members, okay?
Yeah, so we can't. So the new rule is that we can't just jump from, you know, advanced to elite, or, you know, or master. You have to start from the bottom and then gradually go up. You know, so what happens is that if you start and you got your advanced ranking, and then you move to the elite, um, you don't have to necessarily hold that, you know, that bronze land at that point. You know, once you obtain that bronze land, it'll, you know, that information will stay in the back end, and you can still progress into the other rankings.
So everybody's got to climb the ladder. They've got to go one step at once. They can't just skip 2 or 3 levels in order to get the maximum benefits back. I think it's a good addition, that I really do. Sergeant Deborah, are you there? If you can put your camera on, I can spotlight you.
I am here. I'm just on load shedding at the moment.
All right, okay. Is there anything you'd like to add before we open the meeting up for questions?
Yes, I would like to add something regarding what Sergeant Meng has addressed. Yes, it is crucially important for the people who are aiming for the structured rankings not to skip the lands. And people need to understand the difference. You know, when you're skipping the lands, as in just choosing a specific higher one, you are not accelerating as such, but you are only boosting. You know, you're boosting with a significant amount to your own TFA, but you are not accelerating to a faster track of your 30% or your 100%, because that is needing a structure of a team. And that was also identified by Coach Leon as well. So we all agree on the same statement. Members should prioritize knowing the difference between these two.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, guys, if anybody has any questions regarding anything, raise your hand or put in the chat box, anything in your chat box. We've got a Chris Fletcher. Raise hands at the bottom, but I can unmute you if you want to ask a question, Chris.
Yeah, please. Am I on?
You are on, sir.
Yes, it's only a query. It's not being greedy or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. The TFA. Say you've got 350,000 on your assets. You can do a 5,000 and 350,000s. What happens to the excess that you wouldn't be able to claim down on? Because if you've got, say, a 5,000, you could do it. What would happen to the excess that you can't claim on?
Right, there's a number of things that you've got to take into consideration. For a start, every pack that you purchase gives you a 1.5x return. Okay, so a 50,000 will give you 75,000 back. Okay, so there's a bonus for a start. Okay, the next thing that we've got to consider is that the company knows that there will be a number of members that won't be able to fulfill their particular pending reward balance. So they are going to be working with those members to find out the solution for that. Now, clearly, they're going to be looking at members with less than 5,000 to begin with, so that those with, say, 4,500 are not going to be left behind. Okay, so this is something that Daoversal are open-minded at. They've been talking with us about this. And like I say, when you look at that, you're allowed 3 packs at 50,000. So that's 150,000. Okay, but if you give a 1.5x return on the 150,000, That's quite a substantial amount. So what we've got to look at is what have they got in the future? What plans have they got in the future? So at the moment, we're starting at step 1 with pack A. We're then looking at pack B or C, which is quite a substantial amount. Okay, so to start off with, any member will get a minimum of 7,500. Okay, and then the bigger members will get at least 75,000 on top of that. So that gives us plenty of time to be working on our pack A and pack B while Daoversal come out with the solutions for the remaining amounts. Okay, so there is no answers at the moment, Chris, but the company knows that there will be varying members with different diverse requirements. Let's put it that way, because everybody's different. There will be different.
Please don't think it was a greedy question or
No.
an ungrateful question. I didn't mean it to come across that way for anybody to think it might be. What it was a bit, there must be a lot of people on here that's got those assets that have worked it out and thought, well, hang on, we're going to get so much back, but what about the rest of it?
Yeah.
That answers it.
No question is a silly question. At the end of the day, we try and work out what's going on in the future, of course. But what we look at is what is available now. What can we do now? If we can start the ball rolling now, then that's the first step of positivity. What can we do to improve that? Because let's face it, if we don't improve and stabilize what we're getting now, there'll be no chance of getting anything in the future anyway.
I've asked the question, has been a bit of a spokesman on a Friday night to help people, being the dummy of the pack, the new guy on the block sort of thing. And I know there must have been a lot of people out there thinking that question, so that's why I've asked it. I don't want anybody thinking I'm being greedy or anything like that. It just gets the question out there for other people that's adding it up, not working it out.
This is what these calls are for, Chris, to bring these questions out and get them in the open, in the public, where other people who may be a bit afraid of asking them, without a doubt, Chris, that's fine. Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Chris, is that okay?
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic. Thank you. Who have we got on? Oh, Leon. Can you not unmute, Leon? You should be able to.
Yeah, I could. I just wanted to wait until you finish talking.
Oh, no problem. Go ahead.
Yeah. What Chris asked is a really powerful story. The bottom line is the dependent reward is you earn it. You did what you do to get it. It belongs to you. So you have the right to wonder if it all is going to be given to me or not. That's your responsibility. It's your property. You have the right to it. The second thing I could say that if we look at a lot of people want 1x, right? If you accomplish, like Kevin just said, accomplish what's going on the platform and so forth, you will be beyond 1x. If you participate in the Daoversal, you'll be beyond 5 and 6x, because the platform have a lot of money and a lot of opportunity on it. If you participate, you will have it, and that's the power of what we have. We have the opportunity with Daoversal. That's all I want to add it on top of what Kevin just said. If that's okay.
No problem, Leon. Thank you for that. It's good info. It is, absolutely. It's what we put into the platform we deserve, and like I say, you can earn your way up that ladder to retrieving that. Absolutely. And Daoversal has given us a really good opportunity to do that. Okay, just unmute. Chris, is that everything, sir?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, thanks ever so much for that. I didn't want to come across as being greedy and ungrateful, but it's like Coach Leon said, we've earned it. So what could we do in future? Looking at the future.
Chris, you've done the right thing, because you've took that step to get your TFA rolling, and you understand the process. Because, like Jonah said, getting the TFA active and being an active member of the community is what's required. So you're doing everything that's right. So thank you. Okay, we'll move on to the next member. Kuleka, can you unmute, please?
Yes, and can you hear me?
We can, yeah, sure.
Okay, unfortunately, I'm load shedding, so there's no electricity.
Okay.
The problem I have, I've written it on the group, on the question, the fact that when we in our group, when there's one member, when she tries to log in, it keeps on saying the signature has expired, try again. And once it gets there, you can't even sign out from hypercommunity. It doesn't move. What does it mean to say the signature has expired? Try again, and it keeps on saying that.
Okay, have you already registered? Have you already migrated your assets across to Daoversal?
Yes, because the person goes in through Daoversal. You put on the email from it. This person has always been charging the account, but all of a sudden it said signature has expired.
Okay. Anyone of the panel want to take this one up?
Have you updated your web browser and then cleared your cache already?
Yes.
And that still didn't work?
Try to use Edge, Firefox, Brave, and Chrome.
Okay. And none of those browsers are working, and it's still giving you that same message?
Yes.
Which website is it saying the signature's out of date? Which website?
In hypercommunity, from Daoversal, then when it gets to hypercommunity, instead of giving the ID, popping up the ID where you're going to authorize, it just says signature has expired.
That's strange.
Okay, so
it happens with the laptop. I don't think, because the people that are using the cell phone, there's no problem. But the person that's using a laptop, it happens on the laptop.
I didn't quite
this
get
might
that.
be something for tech support to look into, because if you're already doing what we're recommending for you to figure out if that would help fix it, and if it's not fixing that, then it may require assistance from tech support. Have you already sent out a ticket to tech support?
I sent to the support from Hyper Community. I said you must send the information to Hyper Community support, because there's a part that says support there. Support center.
I'll have. Why don't we do this? Hey, Sarah, can you post that link to tech support in the chat, and then go ahead and fill another ticket and DM me on Telegram. And what I'll do is I'll go, I have 2 different channels that I can get in touch with. I'll utilize both channels to see if we can get tech support to resolve your issue as quick as possible.
Okay, and the other one has got a problem, because the account she has been charging as well, that's my daughter's account, has been charging. And all of a sudden, I don't know whether she tried to get into Hypernation, because the account that has been working is from Hyperverse. And then I think she tried to get to transfer the Hypernation account to the assets from Hypernation, but the Hypernation account hasn't got assets as much. So now instead she has got 2 IDs. Now the very ID that is working from Hyperverse, it's not coming up when you put in the email address and everything, the login details from Daoversal to hypercommunity. So instead now, what pops out is the ID from Hypernation.
Right. I think I've got an instant answer to that one. If you're trying to log into your Hyperverse, you use your username, not your email address.
Even with the username, she tried. And I tried, and I also tried my upline. to say, okay, there's this problem, she also could not assist.
Okay.
So for that one,
to access your
it was-
Daoversal account for your Hyperverse would be your username, not your email address. You've tried that?
yes, it happened immediately when a Hyperverse was closed. You know, the dates when the Hyperverse was closed. And then they said, because before that, she was able to go through Hyperverse and it would just go through and have no problems.
Okay,
All right, on that one, we're no longer using the one click that's at the bottom, the one that's leading us to the H5. Maybe the confusion is there. So she's still logging in using the Hyperverse username and the Hyperverse password, but on the Hyper community
On
page.
the Hyper community, that's what she did. Because now you can no longer go to Hyperverse.
Right. Have you been using this?
No.
No. Okay.
No, because that site is not working. It's not available.
That's correct. Yeah, that's what Deborah was saying. That one's not working now. That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not that then.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it possible to remove the Hypernation one so that the ID that must come out is the one from Hyperverse, not the one from Hypernation?
I couldn't quite hear what they're saying, but basically you have to log out of everything and then go back to the Hyper Community site, but don't use that one click. Okay, like you say, it is not working now. And for Hypernation, you use your email address and password. For Hyperverse, you use your username and password. And you say you're doing that and it still doesn't work, yeah?
She does not need to use Hypernation because there are no assets in Hypernation. All she needs is the Hyperverse. But now the mistake is that she got an ID. She tried to get into that Hypernation and got an ID that says, okay, that one that authorized to Daoversal. And that one is blocking the one for Hyperverse.
Yeah.
Did she try the switch account at the bottom of the page?
Yes, because my upline also advised that to switch the account.
That's very odd, eh?
I had a question. Have she tried? Go ahead, Kevin. You go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir. I was speaking to Sarah, sorry, mute.
Okay. The fact one factor is that what kind of symbols are she using? Because if you put any, if you're not using just uppercase and lowercase and numbers, if you put symbols in there, they could also block it. Just uppercase and lowercase numbers. That's it.
Has got hash and
no touch. You can't put no. You can't. You're not taking symbols. The minute you put it may absorb it in the system, but it can't verify it. So you have to remove all special code, any special symbol, hash, dollar signs. It's not going to allow you to use that. If you remove those and just put uppercase, lowercase, and numbers, it will allow it to go through. So you could try those and see if that's the factor. Because I've tried to sign up
it means that must change
individuals.
the passwords.
Yeah. I sign up individuals because they had dollar sign and hash and so forth. It didn't go through. It said that they register, but when they try to log in, it couldn't identify it. They removed that and sign up like that, then it worked. So those symbols are not being accepted in the front and the analyzed inside, but being accepted by the back as part of creating the account and say it's okay. But when you try to log in, it's not going to take it. Instead, it's supposed to not register. I find that happen many times.
Okay, I'll do that.
So try
because,
that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. I will try that.
Thanks.
Good point, that, Leon, because I saw somebody talking about that. It could have been you the other day, where special characters won't work. I think is it underscore will work, but others won't.
I don't know the exact ones that working and which ones not working. I know that it creating flags on the login side.
Yeah, it's
So
probably
just
best to
use
leave
uppercase.
special. probably best to leave special characters out altogether. I know they're handy, but somebody in the
it's
chat
only
room
General Kev, it's only the underscore that is working.
says,
Only the
right.
underscore special character.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Kalika. Hopefully that's given you something to work on anyway. Hopefully that'll resolve your problem.
And don't forget to do the tech support ticket, and then you can direct message me right from the Africa group, Telegram group. I just don't DM members directly, but you can DM me and then just explain that we spoke on the Zoom about the issues that you had, and that way I can forward that request to make sure that we try to get your issues resolved as fast as possible.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Hopefully that'll help you out a lot. Okay, thank you. Anybody else got any questions for the panel this evening? Was that Winnie?
Yes, it's me. I was just going to point out someone in the chat has commented that they had the same problem with the signature bit expiring, and they used another phone and it went through.
Yeah, I'm sure that when a signature is expired, I'm sure it's something to do with your cookies and your browser history. I'm sure it is. And basically when you, like with Chrome, if you go into your settings, you get a number of tick boxes. And if you don't tick all those boxes to clear it all out, it could be saving a setting in there. Okay, what that means is once you've cleared it all out, you may have to log into your accounts again. But what that does is get rid of all your old settings. And I've noticed this since Daoversal, or should I say, every time Daoversal do an upgrade, it's always best to clear your cookies, clear your cache, clear your history of your browser, because then you get all the new features that they've upgraded. Okay, so whenever we get, especially when we get an announcement of maintenance, when it comes back online, I've noticed that a lot of people are saying, oh, it's really slow and whatever. Clear your cookies, because that's part of the reason why, because you're still working with the old settings while they've upgraded the system. Okay, so there's another tip for members. If they have a maintenance update or upgrade, when it comes back online, just do a quick cleanup of your browser. It's fairly easy. Go into settings, you'll see it in there. Clear your history, clear your browsing history and your cookies or your cache. Depends on what browser you're using. Chrome's really easy, and Brave, I like Brave. It's based on the Chrome engine and it works really well for, more so for Web3 applications as well. So yeah, I don't think there's any other questions in the chat box, is there? I know there's a few people had those problems. Okay, any more for any more? We've done an hour and 23 minutes. So if anybody else has got any questions, while we're waiting for any more questions, you guys, it was an absolute fantastic event yesterday. It went really well. And do you know what, guys? Even I learned things from Jonah in that event yesterday. Any members that are watching this live or even recorded, if you get the chance to watch the Metaversation for the Great Nations that was broadcast yesterday live, which would have been the 2nd of December, if you missed it, please do go and watch it. It's recommended, because the information that come from corporate yesterday blew my mind. It really did. It went through everything, not just what we're seeing today, but what we're going to be seeing over the next 6 months, year, and onwards as well. This company really do know what they're talking about. And there were certain questions that were put to the company that I thought they would be quite biased towards one way or another, and they weren't. They answered them perfectly. Okay. I knew the answers that I was looking for, and I wondered whether they would give us those answers, and they come out tops, guys. I'll tell you now, they come out tops. They ticked all the boxes. There you go. Oh, Buddykin, she's always on top, isn't she, eh? She's got the link for the YouTube video and she's just popped it in the chat box for any members that missed that, okay? I will give a shout out as well. If anybody filled the survey in at the end of that event yesterday, please check your emails because there's only been one respondent that's replied to the 3 winning TFA Plus upgrades. We had a draw where 3 members won a TFA upgrade each, and I've only had 1 response. So there's 2 people out there floating about in the galaxy that could be losing 2.5 DU on their TFA daily rewards. So come on, guys, check those emails. We can't put it out. We can't put the emails out because that's breaching data protection. So it's your job to check. Check your emails, guys. You might be sitting on a little gold mine there and not realize it. Okay. We've gone through the process of how you can benefit by getting that TFA Plus. So check your emails. Don't just sit there.
Spam box.
Check your spam box. Check your junk box. Yes, absolutely. No. Anybody else got any questions for us this evening? Just a second.
I have a question, actually, Meng, while you're here, because Leon talked about having 5 wide. How about you? Do you have 5 or more than 5 wide? How many
I
legs?
do.
How many legs?
Let's see here. I think I got about 10 legs. You know, and it really just boils down to you nurturing each one individually, because everybody learns in their own way, and you know, you have to be able to understand how they learn, you know, and how they obtain their information, so that way when you're presenting to them or helping teaching them the value of buying land, then it retains to that individual. So that brings me back into, you know, when we first started with Daoversal, and you guys heard me about always talking about driving everywhere, you know, promoting. That's what I was doing. I was going around driving, promoting individually to all my members, you know, to do it one-on-one, to give them that time, so that way they can understand how to move forward in this space, you know. And one other thing too is, as a leader, we have to understand that we have to serve our community, you know, and that's the first thing that we have to understand is you know, being a great leader is about serving our community, helping them, not leaving them.
Yeah, and you're a big fan of bronze, of course, aren't you?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of bronze. I
But
love bronze.
Yeah, how about but also iron? So I'm not sure if you went through the ranks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so the team itself, well, you know, what I've been doing was focusing on bronze primarily, just because it fit my community's pocket, you know, because, you know, a lot of them are elderly, and what they've been doing was the previous node that they were with, a lot of them invested their life savings, so they don't have much money left, and bronze was the go-to, you know. So instead of me going up to them and say, hey, you know, put $100 into stone, let's help at least try to fast track your TFA and jump into bronze, and within 60 days we can start, you know, take the RC that's left over and put in $10 into that stone, and then we can help that stone fast track, and you can get to that you know, $100 on stone within a couple months, and then you can then start saving into that iron planet, because now you have your stone and your bronze paying out, because the bronze after 60 days, the bronze is actually 0.68 DU per day, or RC per day, and the stone is, you know, infinite, which is going to be 0.60 DU every day. So you're making about, you know 1.28, you know, on a daily basis, just having those two land. And that's at the minimum. You only invested 101 DU, right? You know, so, you know, given, showing that value to my community, help really help them see that, hey, there's still some hope. We can fast track this, and we can, as well as move up in the ranks. You're not going to move up in the ranks fast, but eventually you'll get there.
Okay. You know the beauty of what you've just said there, Meng? I love this because it gives people time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that time is precious for learning. And what we're doing is we're providing these training sessions. We've got the chat show on Friday and so forth. So this time is more valuable for people because what they can do is learn the strategy of what they've got in place. You can show them how that works, but that gives them the time not only to work that strategy, but to learn the better process of the platform moving forward. Now, what you've said there is, yes, even though you focus on the bronze, if you've got 6 tiers or 8 tiers below you, there's nothing stopping you from getting the iron, just one, yeah, but then go back to focus on the bronze again so that you're getting the benefits of those 6 tiers underneath you, okay? So that time isn't wasted, because a lot of people think, oh, I've got to wait 2 months to get this. No, there's no waiting. It's not a waiting game. It's a bonus having that spare time. Okay. I love the fact that I work on like a schedule of, right, in the next 8 days, I'll be able to do this, or in the next 10 days, I'll be able to do that, which frees up my space. All I do in them 10 days is log in, collect, charge, and I'm out again. But I put those days to good use in learning another part of the platform. Okay. And it's ideal here because, like I said, there's other people as well that do training sessions, but the Friday chat show, there's a Sunday evening. The event yesterday was not us training, but like I said, the amount of information we had in, well, it was just short of 2 hours, was phenomenal. And all that time, we weren't doing anything with our assets, with our accounts in our back office. It was automatic. It was doing. So basically what you do, you set it rolling, okay, and you know it's working, but you put those extra days or those extra hours to good use by engaging with the community. And even if you've got no questions, even if you think you've learned everything, go and read through the groups, because there again, there's things popping up that you won't know because have not affected you. It's like this lockout problem with the password. I'd seen it going on, but I'd been too busy to, have a look into it until it affected Sarah today, and she was locked out. So I said, right, let's stop everything. Let's really have a good dig round. And there was a solution straight away. There was a solution. So what do? You share that with everybody. This is how a community works up the ladder together, because this isn't just about the bronze planet or the bronze plot or the iron plot. This is how much information are we sharing with each other in order for them to understand why they're going up the ladder as well. Okay, so education is key, purchasing plots is key, but putting them together is in symphony with everybody else around you. So if you've got like 10, 12 on your tier 1 that understand that, and they can pass it down to their tier 1, bingo, everybody wins. And this is where, you guys in the audience, you've maybe got 3 or 4 on your tier 1. Are they in these shows? Are they in these, sessions? If not, send them a link to the recording. Because even though, how many have we got in? We've only got 19 now. I'm still streaming to YouTube for the benefit of the YouTube subscribers. Okay. So even if they're not watching it live now, it'll still be there forevermore for those people. One thing I noticed with the event yesterday, we had a huge amount of people watching live, but do you know when it was more busy? Afterwards. About 2 hours afterwards, it exploded with views because it was a better time for people to sit down. Maybe they'd had their meal. Maybe they'd been out visiting relatives or something, but it was 2 hours too soon for them. But the beauty of it was recorded and put on YouTube. And like I say, it doesn't matter what time you watch it, guys, as long as the information is there for you. And this is what the Bureau are trying to do at all angles. We're live on Zoom now. We're live on YouTube now. But the best thing about this is it's recorded so that everybody that can't make it tonight gets the benefit of this call. So like I say, guys, sharing is caring. I always say it, okay? Right, guys, we've done an hour and 35 minutes. I'll give it a couple of minutes for any last questions and then we'll call it a night.
I'd like to say, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Leon.
No, I was saying the strategy is awesome. What you're doing, I've seen other people outside of you guys, outside of yourself, use it. I use it in some people in New York when I went to New York in my other groups. I use it there. You know what I mean? Like I also apologize, Kevin, for yesterday when I was trying to give the message. I was on the road at the time, so it was like messed
Leon,
up.
your volume's gone right down, Leon. I can hardly hear you, sir.
Sorry, I'm doing something wrong here. It's better. It's better now.
Not really.
Okay, 1 second. I don't know why that happened.
Did it go down for you guys?
No, I was going to say it's a bit high.
Better now? It's now?
That's better. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I must have rolled the button. Yeah, basically saying I apologize for yesterday. I was in a bad environment because I was traveling when I was doing my intermediate stuff.
Oh, no problem. Yeah.
So sorry about
And
that.
one thing I've learned is because I tried to spotlight all the Bureau at the end of the event, and you've got to have your camera live. If your camera's turned off, I can't spotlight everyone. So Leon and I think it was Deborah, I was trying to get you to get your camera on so that I could get you at the end, but yeah, nobody put the camera on. So anybody that wants spotlighting has to have the camera on. I don't like Zoom. I never have liked Zoom, but got to go with the flow, haven't we?
Yeah. The good news that it's ending soon. We go into MySpace.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to MySpace. It's going to be awesome. I've got plans.
I also can't wait for MySpace. Woo.
It's going to be awesome,
wait.
Deborah. Have you? Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, you still no camera on, Deborah.
She said low.
Yeah.
But you guys did an awesome job. The organization and everything you guys did was awesome. My schedule was all over the place. I'm going to do much into it. I apologize for that too. Couldn't put myself in the place to do, like you're saying, my schedule is now in this season because like I said, I'm an health coach. I mentor people and I do a lot of stuff. So my schedules get tight. So I wasn't able to put much into what's going on. So I'm doing like a more back end stuff and paying attention. If I get an input, I put. But you guys are so on point that all I could say, I agree. So that's how much I would do.
What I can say is I've still got to do another video to show all the feedback from yesterday's event. And I can tell you guys, it is phenomenal. It's awesome feedback that we've got from the members that filled in the survey at the end of it. And we've got members already wanting to attend the next Metaversation for the Great Nations. Now, that indicates that we've got to keep it going.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yes, we
We
do.
want to keep it going. So I've got a poll going out already asking for the best date and the best time. So any viewers that are watching this now are aware that the Metaversation for the Great Nations is going to be a regular occurrence. It's going to be a regular event. As long as Daoversal CEO, CMO, etc. are willing to come on, which they've already said they are, then we will do that. Because there's so much support in that sort of event. And I agree. Those events are awesome because it brings those at the top to those at the bottom and all in between. It brings us all together. And, you know, to meet people from all around the world that we otherwise we wouldn't have met, I think that's awesome. I really do. So,
I like,
right,
And
guys.
if you guys haven't seen the video that Jason helped create, please do so. It was beautifully
Yeah, it was beautiful, wasn't it?
crafted.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
say it.
It
I'll say
was.
it on this call. A big shout out to Private Jason, because he has actually been moving house as well, and he still took the time out to create a collage of videos from members all around the world for that event. So big kudos to Jay for putting his time out for us for doing that as well. So
I was
I've got
just going
one
to say
hand
it.
up.
Just check flash.
Okay, go on, Leon.
No, I was just going to say that kudos to Jason, kudos to Ming for accomplishing 100% of fully charged. You know what I mean? You have done that. You know what I mean? And you've been all over the place, Ming. You put your stuff on, all the different ranks. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, I can't keep with all those names. You know what I mean? You got so much names now. We're like, wow.
Yeah, but it
You know
takes
what I
a
mean?
team, you know. I
Yeah.
got a great team. I got Jason under me. He's an awesome guy. I got Winnie under me. She's an awesome lady. You know, I've got a real supportive team, and then the people above me are, you know, I consider family as well too. So, you know, it takes an
Yeah.
army. I always say it always takes an army to achieve great things, and you know, that's what everybody need to set your goals into in more than what you want to achieve. So, you know, and just shoot for it.
Yeah. And
Brilliant.
I
I'm
must
happy for
say, I
that.
must
Good.
just add, Sergeant Mims, it proves that they are learning from the best. You know, your type of energy is contagious and it's
Thank
moving
you.
them to the right direction. So you are uplifting your team at the same time. And the teamwork, those efforts will count. That structure of a teamwork and togetherness. And you also you involve them in everything that you do, and you educate together.
Good stuff.
And this
So
is only going to get
that
better.
solid structure is just, you know, the way to go. And
It is.
together you'll celebrate your accomplishments, which is very good.
Yeah.
I
And
just
let's
like one more
remember,
thing to
guys.
say. Sorry. Can I
And
say
let's
one thing,
remember,
Kevin?
guys, we're still at the beginning. Sorry, Leon, go on.
I also want to say the invisible lady, which I see her art all over the place. I see the designing her videos, everything all over the place. You know what I mean? Miss Betty King, she make it happen. You know, there's a force behind the whole pack of what we're doing so far. You know what I mean? I appreciate that.
I've got
And I
you.
definitely see that big time. You know, Miss Buddy King. She makes it happen. You know what I mean? I know that she's tirelessly at the back end there doing it. You know what I mean? I appreciate her for that big time. You know what I mean, Kevin, you're doing it beyond that I could say. I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? You dig deep, you know what I mean? Your heart is very big, you know what I mean? It's very big. I just try to beat you up to tell you a little bit more work on the financial part because your heart needs to be rewarded for all the stuff you're doing. And it takes both part rowing with both oars to get rewarded and the benefit of all what's going on. You change it. You guys bring the whole globe together, and that's deep stuff. You know what I mean? I know it wasn't much in that, but you definitely bring the globe together. You know what I mean? Jonah, I sure appreciate that. You know, the buff, you guys did it. You did the work. You know what I mean? I'm totally respectful of it. I'm totally respectful of it. You know what I mean? So
It's certainly been a
if in anywhere I haven't shown the gratitude and appreciation for that, maybe that could be one of my dull side. I don't know, but it's all growth. We all growing and we becoming evolving. That's why I'm an evolving consciousness. I learn every day, and we all do that. You know what I mean? And we never stop doing that, and we keep doing it.
it's certainly been a journey, Leon, and we learn every day, and we've still got journey to go. Yeah. And you know, at least we're in a progressive direction forward now. Right. I'm
Give Winnie a chance. Go ahead, Winnie.
I just want to
Go
say
ahead,
I'm
Chris.
aware that there are other people here and it's not a BOF meeting and that Chris is waiting to speak and that maybe we can, you know, just because people are leaving and just
I
aware.
know. I
Let's
see that.
Go
Good
ahead,
stuff.
Chris.
Yeah, just a quick one. Thanks for letting me in. What I found yesterday at that Zoom was absolutely incredible, that an everyday guy like me could speak to somebody that's so far up that financial, educated, crypto ladder. I'm still sort of floating in air. I think it was amazing that all the guys came on yesterday and they were there for us to ask questions to. Now, there aren't many companies. I'm 57, and there aren't, I think I can count on that hand the amount of CEOs that I've ever been able to speak to.
Yeah.
They class themselves as God. You're down there. We don't want to mix with you. And I think that yesterday was absolutely fantastic. Everybody being there, that we could have asked anybody a question. And I think that goes a long way to giving us confidence and to knowing that we, as the men at the bottom of the ladder, are part of the team as well. And I'm really chuffed with that. I'm still swimming. I mean, I'm honest.
I've got to admit, what's happened there, Chris, the Bureau of Forefront have come up with the idea, put it to them on the table, and they've gone with it. Simple as that. Because they've seen the dedication that Leon was just mentioning. You know, we're volunteers, we're people that care, we're people that have got a heart, and we're people that do it for everybody else, not only ourselves. And that is why they have met us halfway and they're willing to do that. And this is why we want to keep it to, you know, a regular monthly. If we can do it monthly, that'd be fantastic. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, not only that, it's gone to show that the BOF upwards are approachable and they'll listen to us people lower down the ladder. And it shows that you're all approachable, which makes a massive difference. Massive difference.
Exactly. Go ahead, Winnie.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, that it was wonderful to witness that. And I remember Jonah said that right from the beginning. He loves that. He said that he loves, it's like his favorite thing is to meet with the users and talk to them directly. And
it's certainly not put on, is it?
No.
I did say to Kev last night, I spoke to him for 10 minutes afterwards. And I said, I nearly said to Jonah, if ever he's in our local area, kettle's always on. He's always welcome to a cuppa, but I don't think he'd have time.
Right, guys, I'm going to call the meeting to a close. We've been on an hour and 50 minutes. So
let's
start with Leon.
Margaret's still here. Margaret.
We've got any last minute words, Leon, before we call a close to it.
I'm going to say basically is the dynamics between the lines, between the sponsorship of each other, is those dynamics working and keeping them alive. You keep those relationships properly alive and in line, and your team will grow, and you won't have a problem with doing that. If those lines are broken, it could affect the whole network and everything that goes on. So we got to keep those lines working, okay? And we work, and that's both sides of the equation. So that's all I would say, guys. And we can all succeed in that process. We all win. Peace.
Awesome. Thank you. Sergeant Meng?
Yeah. So just want to, let everybody know, challenge yourself every day to learn something new. You got to do that every single day. And, so I hope today brought you valuable lessons. And I encourage you to share these experiences with your own communities. Together, let's spread the knowledge gained for the benefit of everybody. So stay plugged in, keep educating yourself in this space, and let's move forward together.
Awesome. Thank you. Private Winnie?
Yeah. Well, everyone bring one person. Somebody said that. And that's a really good idea, isn't it? Bring one person and don't be afraid of asking questions because somebody else is thinking it too. Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks, Winnie. Thank you. And Chris, would you like a few last words? Because you're on spotlight, you might as well, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for putting these Zooms on a Sunday night, because I was only on the Friday night sessions. And since I've come in on here, I'm learning a lot more about it. My daughter, she's learning as well. She doesn't watch it when it's live because she's busy doing her own thing upstairs. She's a teenager. But later on, about 2 o'clock in the morning, she decides she's going to watch it through. And then she'd be messaging me on the phone. Oh, Dad, did you see this? I went, well, yeah, I was actually there watching it live. So, yeah. And I'm also putting it out to other friends of mine, putting these out now. There's other people out there. My friends are getting interested. So I'm bringing them in. So, yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely. I'm learning loads more coming on a Sunday than what I was I was learning on a Friday, but I'm learning more on a Sunday as well. So it's all building up and I'm enjoying it.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
We even learn different things on different shows, Chris. You've hit the nail on the head. You know, even though Friday's more of a chat show, whereas Sunday is more of a, you know, tuition, if you like, tutorial, we all learn different ways, different, you know, the way we learn is different. Leon might learn different to me. Winnie might learn something different from tonight, which I learned last week. Who knows? It doesn't matter. The plugging in and the engaging is what matters, because even if we're here for 2 hours, there may be half an hour of it, which is golden opportunity to expand your business, your assets, your, you know, the way you understand Daoversal moving into the future. So, yeah, we recommend everybody to join.
Sorry, look, in the past, I've watched Zooms and within 10 minutes, I'm bored and I'm storming them asleep. These keep you on the toes because there's always something new coming in and it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
That's great coming from you, Chris. It must be good. All right, guys, you take it easy. Many thanks for participating in the session this evening. If you've got any questions, hit us up in Telegram or Discord channels. Up until then, ciao for now, and we'll catch you later. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.